I'm Alan Ning. I was Zorianna Kit, and today we review The Gateway. Okay, so yeah, let's talk about this one. This one's a nice little thriller, crime thriller, so to speak.
Did you say nice?
Nice, yeah. I'm very much in the middle on this one. I think I appreciated what it was trying to do, but it does fall in a lot of the same typical tropes, and so if you were to stack it up against a lot of the mid-range indie thrillers, about the hard-hearted guy who's trying to do good, this is a movie that might appeal to you. Well, I feel like you didn't like it as much.
I am not the target audience. Just right off the bat, I'm not the target audience. So I am not going to look at this movie and love it. Briefly, let's just give a quick synopsis. We have a sort of a social worker / gun-toting guy who grew up in the foster system and now makes it a point to help foster kids who are living in bad home situations. That's played by Shea Whigham, right? Okay. And he is looking out for this young girl whose mom is played by Olivia Munn, and her husband gets out of jail, shows up, and is like, I'm back. I'm taking over this family. Shea Whigham, you can go F off now. We don't need you interfering. And then, of course, he's still a criminal, and he is indulging in crime. And so the social worker takes the mom and the daughter on the run to a safer space at his own father's house, played by Bruce Dern. And there's a lot of chasing and a lot of guns and shooting and action and
punching and
this and that. And everything that happens in this movie to me was so predictable and ultimately preposterous. You could see things coming from a mile away. It was so hard for me to buy into any of it because you could just see the setups. Like they might as well have written it on screen, what's going to happen next,
Yeah.
I can give you examples, but I feel like I'm rambling right now. So I'll let you take the floor a little bit.
Yeah. I hear what you're saying. I'm in agreement with a lot of it. I'm putting it in that, good category. There's nothing groundbreaking about this movie. And quite frankly, the only real reason I like it is because I do like there's this dynamic about Parker of, the good guy, the guy, the superhero who's not super at all. The guy who wants to do good in this world. And then the movie takes on the adage of no good deed goes unpunished. And he goes through the ringer just trying to do what's right. He loses his job because he's trying to do what's right. He's trying to save people because he wants to do what's right. And quite frankly, we don't see that often in movies. And I'm giving it just the bare recommendation just for its positivity. But yeah, you're right. It is highly predictable. It's the same story, but we're just saying instead of the rugged guy, he's the rugged good guy. But it plays out the same way.
There's things like the criminal father gives his daughter a cell phone because family has to keep in touch. And when they're on the run, that there's he can track where they go because of the cell phone. And when Parker takes them to shelter at his father's house, which is a nice house in a very nice neighborhood, a 2-story house, which, by the way, that in itself is preposterous because Bruce Dern plays this frail old man who can barely walk. And, you're telling me that this guy is walking up and down the stairs of this house? That right off the bat is preposterous. And secondly, the second they walk into this house, Parker goes, why do you have a gun? Why do you have a gun here? And Bruce Dern answers, oh, well, just to protect myself in case. And you're like, it's an affluent neighborhood in a nice house. You don't need a gun. But it's because that gun is going to come in handy when the dad tracks them on the cell phone to the house, and that gun will be used to shoot the bad guys. And of course, it plays out and paint by numbers scenario.
You're digging way too deep. The reason Bruce Dern's character has a gun is because this is an action movie, and he has to have a gun. That's all there is to it. There's no logic that you need. He has to have it. Everyone has to have some kind of gun in there. And of course, we got to put children in danger. So yeah, give your daughter, 8 pounds worth of cocaine. And, again, this is an action movie. It's just you hate to do it, but
Alan,
this is the genre we're in.
Alan, this is a child who, in the course of 24 hours, endures life-changing trauma by watching guns and blood and dead bodies, and she wanders into Bruce Dern's house like, "Hi, how are you?
Yes.
I'm good." Like this perfectly like she's coming in from the mall. Like there's just no terror at all. Again,
this is a genre. We saw The Marksman several months ago. A kid watched his parents get murdered in front of him, and at the end of the movie, no sign of PTSD whatsoever. There are times where you just accept the genre for what it is, and you check out all logic, and you just enjoy the pure action that goes in front of your face.
God bless you for accepting it for what it is and forgiving these preposterous faults that, for me, who's much more analytical, and I feel like if I'm going to invest in a film and I want to invest in these characters, I want to believe them. I want to find them plausible to a certain extent. Yeah. And none of it was plausible. I mean, the movie just lost me almost from the moment it began. So, I was, every few minutes, I was like, can I walk away? No, I can't. I have to review this. I have to finish sitting through this. But it was not, it's not for me. Not for me.
Okay. And I had fun. I appreciate it. Okay. So you did not have fun. You were just tuned out very close to the very beginning, and it just didn't get any better. So I'm going to guess you gave it a 4.
I gave it a 3, Alan. I gave it a 3 because it's very hard for me to even find something positive in this. I do have to say, I thought Olivia Munn was pretty good. I thought she was as an actress in here, she played her role well, and I enjoyed watching her on screen. But she's stuck in this chaos of implausibility here. So yeah, not a recommend for me at all. You, on the other hand, I mean, it's like you're a 10-year-old boy watching an action movie right now that you're enjoying, and you're going to watch it 5 more times because you just love the action. I think maybe you gave it a 7.
No, I gave it a 6. I mean, you're not wrong in a lot of things you said. It's just I had fun with it and you didn't.
It's all in the attitude.
And it's like I like that lead character, Parker, and I think under better circumstances, under a better storyline, that you could really do something with that character that and make it an action movie and give it more meaning. And I think the issue here was, it just fell into the same tropes and the same story structure that all action films like this have. And, it's just a missed opportunity. And, you have everything you need to make a great movie, and they made an average movie. All right.
Good enough for you.
Yeah, good enough for me. What did you think of The Gateway? We want to know. Like, subscribe, comment, and let us know. And with that, let's get out of here.